Today's training number 269, topic title for today is response to the joining fee. So if you have people who you feel like when you talk to them, I'm going to do a share screen, by the way, that you feel like when you're talking to people that it's a struggle to get people to get past the price. It could be $150 USD, 175, 200, 250, 300. Put a 111 inside the chat or the comments if you feel like, I feel like the price is an issue. And then we have this thinking that, well, you know, if it was $50 a month, or if it was $100 to join, or if it was $35 a month, more people would get started, right? We go over price instead of value. So I want to talk about that today because sometimes you're going to get the excuse of I don't have time and I don't have the money, and I want to address these topics today. So the fees objection is people need to understand, and this is for your personal knowledge. Network marketing is the lowest overhead, lowest risk way for anyone to be an entrepreneur. And you know where I got that from? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He has a whole section on network marketing. They actually talk about how the average normal business, like a traditional business that you start, tens of thousands of dollars to start the business. 90% of them fail in the first 2 years. And of the 10% that succeed, 90% of those fail in the next 5 years. And so when you look at network marketing, you need to understand that this is all about, it's really more of sweat equity more so than money, because you really don't have to put much money into network marketing. It's really about the time that you're putting in, okay? Now, the only thing that you need in this industry to be successful is persistence. You need desire. You need the willpower to move forward despite the obstacles. Now, of course, you need to be taught the right skill sets and scripts and stuff like that, because it doesn't matter if you have desire and you have persistence and willpower. If you don't know those things, then obviously you're going to struggle. But these things are the main things that you need to be successful, because I can tell you this, a lot of people that I've seen hit very good ranks, they're not very good with a compensation plan. They're not good with product knowledge. They don't even know a lot about the company, but they're persistent, they're consistent, they have desire, they have willpower, they move past the obstacles, okay? Now, the truth is, because you have a problem with a sign-up fee yourself, that sometimes you believe that it's not worth it yourself. Now, that might be tough to hear, but it's the truth. When sometimes people feel like, when I approach people, they're almost hesitant to tell them the price. They're afraid because they think right up front that the person's not going to be interested. And so my question for you guys today is, how much do you believe in what we're doing? Are you a product of the product? Do you truly believe in what we offer inside of this company and this industry? Some of you watching this right now, whether you're on social media or Zoom, you believe that the cost to get started for what we do is too much money. You don't believe it's worth it. See, for me, I have full confidence when I tell people what it costs to get started. I don't hesitate at all. In fact, I'm surprised if they don't get started. That's how confident I am. I know that what we offer has tremendous value, okay? Now, if you get this objection all the time, because I don't, but if you do, such as people saying, oh man, I'm not going to pay $500 or $400 or whatever, that means that you have questions around the value of starting your own business. Now, that's not just you, that could also be them too. They're not willing to have their own business for a few $100, then that means that they're not interested in making more money. And that's the truth. Because it wouldn't matter if you said it's $100. They would still say, what is it? They'd still have to see the value. You've got to understand, my friends, it's not price, it's value. If I took it and I said that I Mastery Academy is $100 and I went to Africa, guess what they would say there? Too expensive. Latin America, too expensive. Many parts of Europe, too expensive. They think $100 is too expensive to start. But look how many people come up with $500, $1,000 to get started in these companies. Why? Because they see the value. They put out thousands of dollars for a car because they see value. They pay hundreds of dollars a month for their cell phone bills for themselves and family because they see the value. They pay $100 a month for internet because they see the value. Guys, you got to understand that everything is value. If they believe in Christmas, anniversaries, birthdays, they make the time and money set aside. Why? Because they see the value. It's not the price, it's always the value. So my personal experience is I hardly ever get the money objection ever. Now, in the beginning I did. It's because I was not confident in what we offered. I thought in my mind it was too expensive. Now, this is before this company. This is when I first got started in the industry. I thought it was too expensive, but today I rarely ever get it. I know how to overcome it, but it doesn't happen very often because I build the value of joining my business. I lead with the product. I don't lead with the business. The business is more of the, oh, by the way. I lead with being able to multiply your money like the banks do. Turning your phone into a what? An ATM machine. Even though we can't say that, that's essentially what people say, right? Taking your cell phone and making money with it, taking your laptop, making money with it, taking money and making money with it, right? And so I lead with what we offer on the product and service side because more people are interested in that. So the value of being able to not just make income, but to multiply your income. That is the value. And people need investments, but they don't know what to do and where to go. They want to have their money work for them instead of them just working for money, but they don't know where to go and how to do it. They just want somebody else to do it. Okay. So here's 4 keys to handling the objection. Now, when I give you these 4 keys, just so you understand, you don't have to say all this stuff. This is just to give you guys some knowledge. So like, you know, like when someone says it's too much cost or it costs too much, you know, I typically respond, is it that the price is an issue or that you don't see the value? So that's, if you guys wanted something that was scripted, that's something I use. Is it that the price is too much or you don't see the value? So you need to understand low overhead. Network marketing usually costs a few $100. Okay. I don't think too many network marketers would have a network marketing company where the sign-up fee is $40,000. That's your typical traditional business. In fact, I was actually told in the United States of America is actually 73,000, but I don't have the exact quote to that in reference. But, you know, most network marketing companies, they would actually get in trouble with the government if they were charging thousands of dollars to get started. Okay. And you got to realize too, is it's not a job. Network marketing isn't to be compared with a job because you don't own a job. So if you're comparing a job where you show up, punch a clock, you don't have an investment of money, you have an investment of time. Because typically in this company, and in most companies, you're not investing money. Okay, maybe you put money to go to a convention or you're going to some events or something like that. Because buying the products, you're not investing money, okay? But in a job, my experience when I used to work a job years and years ago is no matter how well you do, you can never be free. And most people do want freedom. That's what I realized. Most do. They want freedom of what? They want freedom of time, but they also eventually want financial freedom as well. So you have to show up. Whether you're working a job or you're doing this business, you got to show up. But the difference is when you show up to a job, you're trading time for dollars. Here you are putting in time, but those dollars can continue to come in. And that includes on the trading side as well, that you can continue to multiply and grow that money that's fully scalable with no ceiling on your income, okay? All right, highlight the long-term goals. Sometimes when you're talking to people, asking a question or two is helpful. So I wanted to give you kind of a simple example on this one. I would talk about what they want to accomplish, because sometimes when you ask the right questions, you can find out what people's goals are. And so I'd say something like this. When we were first talking, you said to me that you want to spend more time with your kids, your wife, right? You want to put more money in the bank because money's tight, right? Now some people, they don't want to divulge these details, especially if it's a cold market prospect. but you want to be able to afford a family vacation. Think, so many people, they haven't even been able to leave town. They haven't gone across their city, their state, their country. You said that you wanted to be able to cover your daughter's wedding, right? Correct. So I'm just giving an example of, they may have talked about, yeah, I'm so busy, I don't have any time. I haven't been able to take my spouse on dates. I haven't been able to take a vacation for a while. I want to pay off credit cards. I want to pay off car loans, that kind of stuff. So I'm curious. I assume that those things were important to you. Do you consider those important to you? Right? So these are good things to at least be thinking about and reminding people of, especially when they tell you, yeah, I'm working 60 hours a week. If they're working 60 hours a week, then that means that they don't have a lot of time to be doing other things. And so again, they're trading time for dollars. And that's one of the amazing things about this industry, is that whether you're trading, building, or both, you have the opportunity, my friends. I really need to emphasize this to you. Don't think that this takes up more time. This gets you to free up your time. And that's a really important point that I want to make today. Network marketing and trading gives you the ability to free up time. Because sometimes when people look at this, like, oh man, I'm already so busy 40 to 60 hours a week and I've got a family. I don't have more hours in a day to learn how to trade or to build my business. My friends, that's not the point. The point of this is to free up time so that eventually you can take your full-time job back to part-time, and from part-time to zero time, and doing this as a part to full-time thing. Because I've always believed you can make a full-time income even doing this part-time, right? What did Jim Rohn say? I'm working full-time on my job and part-time on my fortune. Okay. So just understand that when you're presenting this to people, whether it's the trading, the business, or both, this is going to free up their time, not take up more time. Okay. Lower taxes. This one's important. Now, and I'm talking about the US because look, most countries do pay taxes, but all the laws are different. And I'm not a licensed financial advisor, tax accountant, tax advisor, and all that. But do you realize that on average, even within the USA, okay, if you don't have a home business, if you're not a business owner in any way, the average family is paying $483 more dollars to the IRS, which is the government, than they should be with no write-offs. So you're talking about $5,000 to $6,000 USD per year if you don't have a home business. So it is worth it to have a home-based business just for taxes alone. Now, that doesn't mean you set up and do nothing. You got to be pursuing business. But this is literally going to help save you money on your taxes, because there are all sorts of deductions that you're not getting right now that you could be getting as a home-based business owner. Okay. Now, do employees get write-offs? Of course not. You get no write-offs as an employee. Only if you have a business do you actually have write-offs. And so that's why I tell people that one of the reasons why they should get started is not only for the potential to multiply their money, it's like compound interest as far as trading is concerned, but for the ability to have their own home-based business as what? A tax shelter to save you money on taxes. That right there is a reason why people should be getting started with us, is they need to have it. Because I can tell you, in most situations, unless you're like the CEO or the vice president of the company, or the company sells and you happen to have stock or shares or whatever, you're never going to get free, not only with time, but money. You never become financially free. Now, you may get out of debt, but you never have financial freedom. Okay. And this is why it's important for you to be a business owner. Most of the time you join a business, if you just pay attention and you log your hours, how much time you're spending driving to business appointments or going out prospecting people or purchasing inventory, if you didn't have inventory or whatever, most of the time you actually save money. Now, someone objecting to a sign-up fee, I just go back. What is it that they want? Remember, remind them. They wanted more time. They want to pay off stuff. They're sick and tired of not being home. They don't see their kids enough. They haven't taken their spouse on a date. They haven't been on a vacation. I'd also bring up taxes. So if you're in a country right now, or you're talking to people that pay taxes, which most people do, I'd bring it up, because the average individual is overpaying, even in the US, $5,000 to $6,000 a year in taxes by not having a home-based business. Okay. These are very important points here. Now, as I said in the beginning with this, and by the way, if you want this presentation, go to Brandon Boyd Official on Instagram, send me a DM. I'm going to give you guys the video in PDF later today once it's uploaded. Okay. But I want to talk to you just for a second. I'm going to take this off the screen share. That when people come back to me, which I get, again, I said is pretty rare today, they think that it's too much money to get started. That's the reason to get started. First of all, that means they don't see the value. Second, if they're struggling to come up with the money, that's the reason to get started. If they don't have it now, they're not going to have it in 6 months, 12 months. What are they doing right now that's going to change that situation? You can't come up with $200? Honestly, how are we working 40 to 60 hours a week? And we don't have $200. We don't have $300, $400, $500. That means that we need to do something different. We need to cut back on stuff. We need to find ways to earn more money. If all of a sudden, here's a good test. If all of a sudden they had a family member, or let's say it's a mom and dad, and you need $1,000 in 24 hours to come up with the money, or they're going to pull the plug and they're going to die. Do you think that you could find a way to come up with $1,000? I bet you could. All of a sudden you'd start selling all sorts of stuff. You would do whatever it took to get that $1,000. Why? Because life has value. See, what we value, whether it's Christmas, life, birthdays, anniversaries, vacations, whatever it is that you value in your life, including serving. You realize most serving takes money. If you want to go and serve and do stuff, people are going to need money at some point, right? To go out and do certain things. When we value something enough, we will find a way to get the money. So it's not price, it's value. Is it price that concerns you, or is it that you don't see the value? And if they don't see the value, sometimes we need to build up that value again. I believe that this training can help you guys. It can give you perspective that you are part of something huge. This is where I've made my career. This is how I've taken care of my wife and my 6 children. The last time that I had a job was in 2004, and that was 19 years ago. I can tell you that pursuing this is worthy of your time, including the trading side, that these things can work for you as well. So hopefully you guys have an amazing Tuesday. I hope you got value out of the training, whether you're on Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. I hope you guys got value. And again, if you want the training, go to Brandon Boyd Official on Instagram, hit me up on there, and I'll get you guys both the video as well as the PDF. Have a good day, everyone. Talk soon.